welcome back to my internet space. So it's been a minute since I've been on the tube of you. I didn't post anything for the month of March. I've just been feeling a lot of resistance in my life, honestly. I wouldn't say a lot has changed, honestly. There was just like quite a few things that happened in March that kind of set me back, and a lot of realizations that I've come to that I need to start working on in my life and making bigger changes in my life to show up and be creative in the ways that I want to be. So I kind of just want to give you guys a little update and just make this to document my journey and keep myself accountable in what I want to do. And how I want to detoxify my life per se. In March, I took a step back from my work. I went down from working 5 days to 4 days in order for me to spend more time doing this, being more creative, working more on my YouTube and other things that I want to put my time and energy to. And I was met with a lot of resistance, and during that time I also had to go through the process of getting a new car and getting car insurance, and it was just a whole thing, and there was just a lot of things that kind of set me back. And I was having a realization and wondering why I was being met with resistance when it came to this and being more creative online and things of that sort. And I was realizing that there was a lot of things, a lot of habits that I was doing that were setting me back. And of course, things can't change unless you change, right? So I had to look at what were the things that were setting me back mentally and physically. And those two things I came down to were my diet and my eating habits, and my relationship with my phone and social media. So I'm planning to detoxify my life per se. What that looks like is obviously restructuring my relationship with those two things. When it comes to my phone and social media, I went ahead and basically deleted all the apps that were taking most of my time. Mainly Instagram, because a lot of my anxiousness and honestly me just feeling blah comes from is indulging in looking at other people and what they're creating, just wasting my time, honestly, on the app. I'm reading this book called Dopamine Nation, and it's about finding balance in the age of indulgence. And a lot of the examples that they talk about, involve drugs and like sex addiction and things of that sort. Although my, addictions or indulgences aren't to that extent, it is still something that's playing a fact in my life, and my biggest, dopamine hits that I have are my phone and food. How I'm going to be doing this, or how I've started to do this, is not being on my phone in the morning, deleting all my social media apps, not being on my phone after a certain time of the night, and while I'm at work and I have breaks, not being on my phone during those times either. Not carrying my phone with me. It's kind of like detaching myself from my phone, leaving my phone in the car when I go into the store sometimes, or when I go certain places, and just limiting the need to have it like on me all the time. I have seen that already have a big impact in my mood and how I'm feeling through the day. I feel like I'm more present, and I don't have like a million thoughts running through my head because of all the things that I was stimulated by on my phone that morning. I'm also doing this by going outside right away in the morning so that my body can wake up and be stimulated by the sounds of nature and just the sun on my skin or the weather outside. And now I want to move on to how I am resetting my body and my gut. I'm drinking a lot of water in the morning, also doing stomach massages. You can do this, I do this when I wake up, like I just push kind of like on my gut, and that releases any air or gas caught up in your intestines, as well as kind of like working around can help push and move the food that needs to come out, and so you can go poop. That really helps. But yeah, drinking a lot of water in the morning. Also, I'm started intermittent fasting, so I don't eat until 11 and I stop eating at about 7. I guess that's like a 9-hour window, but yeah, I give myself like an 8-9 hour window to eat my food. I've also decided to cut out gluten, dairy, and animal byproducts, and meat. I'm mainly just trying to eat fruits, veggies, whole foods, whole grains, and doing minimal sugar as well, because I tell you guys, the gluten and like the processed foods, as well as just a lot of like sugar and baked goods and cheese, that stuff messes me up. And for the longest time, I didn't want to admit that I did, or I knew that it did, but I just didn't care because I was in a bad mood, or I don't know, I just said fuck it for the day. But it would just lead to a whole cycle of me feeling bad in my body, me feeling bad in my mind, and being upset at myself because I'm doing this to my body. And it was just a whole cycle that I wasn't happy with. This system has been working for me for, this is very new for the past like 2-3 days, and it's been going really well. I'm not having any like upset, hurt stomach in the morning or when I'm eating. My first meal is mainly like fruit and some grains, and my last meal is more cooked foods because that's easier to digest through the night than like raw vegetables and fruits. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm trying to be more productive, and I'm trying to journal and do more things to clear my mind and be more mindful about how I'm living. Yeah, I'm not making this video as me being like the teacher of something. I'm making this video to just share my journey, where I'm at, and what I think is going to work for me. And if it ends up working for you and you take anything away from what I'm doing, then that's great. Obviously, again, I'm going to be sharing my journey, so I'll share what's working for me and what's not working for me. But this has been working for me for the past couple days, and I think it's something that I can be sustainable with. In the book, it talks about, creating systems or creating barriers through things like time. So I'm doing that with my food, and also my phone, not going on it at a certain time, being off of it at a certain time, limiting myself, getting rid of, apps, getting rid of the bad foods in my house. This is what I think will work for me and what will help me detoxify my life. So I just want to post this up because it's been a minute since I've posted something, and I want to get back into posting something. I went to the coffee shop this morning. I planned some videos for the next couple months, and I really want to try and stick to doing those. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.